Welcome to the show. Are we live on Patreon as well?
Yes, only on Patreon.
Oh, right.
Just for the top tier.
But this is a podcast, right?
Absolutely.
Just making sure. You never know. Everything's always it's always different. Everything needs to be explained several times. Sometimes I say things and they say them back to me and I go, no. And then usually I'm more of a just do it with your hands kind of thing. Like we were talking about chairs. I sold chairs to the studio because I'm moving. And I was like, who wants some chairs? I'm only going to need 2 chairs, really 1 for when I move to Utah. And then I realized I had agreed to do one more podcast with people that are trying to help people get off Kratom. And I was like, do you know how many times I've had all 4 seats full? Like, seriously, like a handful of times. And now this time. And I'm like, I actually needed those chairs. So I got the chairs. And my girlfriend's like, I want to take Zach's chair and put it in the studio. And it turned into a conversation where I go, Zach's coming. He needs a chair. And she's like, I'm not taking Zach's chair. And I'm like, why are you saying Zach? I need chairs. You can't. I'm not taking Zach's chair. What? Why are you saying Zach? Well, Zach's in the other. I'm like, holy shit. Go in the room and point at stuff and tell me what you're trying to do. So, yeah. I got, my brain doesn't work. I might have, I might have Tourette's. I might have Alzheimer's. I might have, I might be autistic. I don't even know how to say all of them, but I might be all of them. But also, you might all be all of them as well, and everybody might be an idiot. I got banned from live TikTok because I said retard. Rumblebean, he's gonna.
That's all right.
Is it?
Well, I just don't want it to distract me, but he is fine.
He'll try. He likes fighting people.
Oh, that's all right.
You can't.
Come on, buddy.
I've got my own cat, so
Hillary can hold her own now.
Rumblebean will appreciate it. He wants to fight. He doesn't even care if he wins. He just wants to fight. Just like his dad. He fucks the same way too. It's a little too much right now. I just realized.
We're live.
I was going to get into detail about it, but I was like, let's leave that for another show.
He's been on Patreon only for 2 weeks. So.
Sorry. So, yeah, I have guests here. What is everybody's names here, and what are we all doing? Because I don't know.
So my name is Decima.
Decima?
Yes, like a decimal.
Is that your real name?
It is.
Your mom named you that?
She did.
What does Decima mean in another country, or is it not like that?
Well, okay, so my mom, she got my name from a Harlequin romance novel. But it is the Roman goddess of childbirth and one of the 3 parquet. It's a Roman name.
Which means what?
Well, the Roman parquet are like the Roman version of the fates, like the 3 fates of the...
So what does your name mean?
The
giver of life.
Yeah, she is the goddess of childbirth.
Goddess of quitting Kratom.
Yeah.
Humans coming out of your box is what it means. That's a street
Term
name.
in the link of life. But that is my real name my mama gave me.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name's Hillary.
Hillary. What does that mean in Roman?
I don't know. I
Right.
have to look that one up.
Fair. And who's this asshole?
Mike.
Mike. Well, that's pretty basic.
Yeah. That doesn't mean anything cool.
Mike means white trash guy in white trash.
Yep. Drink
And
a
you
lot
are
of Monster
the-
Energy juice.
You guys have don't drink those.
No, I know. I quit.
Do you lie? You drink them.
No, I don't drink Monsters. No.
Don't drink energy drinks.
I know I shouldn't. That's the
Gotta
next.
listen.
That's the next on my quitting journey is caffeine.
Well, caffeine, if you have
Yeah.
coffee,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But
Energy drinks are bad.
it's just soda, dude.
It's gross.
Soda is the enemy.
It's gross.
And like, don't get it twisted. Every now and then I will have one, but I don't have as we're about to talk about, an addiction to. If I have one soda, I don't have 7 sodas before I go to bed every night.
Yeah.
I just have one every now and then, and that's it.
That's
It's
why
the same as like when people drink. If you could drink and have a beer and then not have a beer, cool. If you could smoke weed and then like not smoke weed for like 3 months and then smoke weed again with your friends or play a video game, cool. if you smoke weed and then you end up sucking somebody's dick for crack, then you're not allowed to smoke weed. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Yep.
So anyway, you have a company, right?
We have an organization.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's to help people get off kratom.
That's correct.
Specifically kratom or sobriety in its whole, or are we going kratom direct?
Specifically kratom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. So this is why I'm doing this episode, ladies and gentlemen, because I ruined my life again. This time on kratom, and when I got off it, it was. And I know some people who are listening, like, I've heard this story, and I was like, well, then fucking don't listen. I give a fuck what you think, dude. This is for the people that are struggling on it. So it's the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. And when I talked about it on social media, which I'm starting to understand more than ever, is complete bullshit. But when I talked about it, people attacked me. I forgot at the time that that's the new thing, that people just attack you because you've said something on social media. At the time, I was like, wow, people really are angry about me saying I don't like kratom. And it's kind of like if someone was like, alcohol ruined my life, and somebody jumping down your throat and going, bullshit, beer helps me with my back pain. It's ridiculous. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just telling you that nobody talks about the dangers of it. You are aware. If you get heroin, you know what you're about to do. If you smoke meth, you're like, probably not going to work tomorrow. You know what I mean? That's like a thing. But if you do kratom, and it's the kids can get it. It's at the liquor store. It's at like
Gas station.
Yeah, gas stations where you look at it as like a 5-hour energy. Comes in the same bottle sometimes,
Right
which
next
is
to
also
it.
a little bit of a fucking swindle. And they're making it different ways all the time. And now there's the 7-OH, which I get messages all the time about, and that they're as strong as oxys. And to know that like an 18-year-old kid can get an oxy and not know it's an oxy. When I was an 18-year-old, I took drugs because I hated myself. I knew I was ruining my life, which is my fault, But when you're a kid and you're just like, everyone's doing this shot and it makes you feel a little bit better because you're not old enough to get a beer, you're better off getting a beer, honestly. I feel like some of these 7-OH shit versus a beer, you just got to be joking me, not even close. Like, it's way worse. And nobody knows about it. And it's a weird thing that people that suffer from constant pain, people that get mad at me talking about kratom's dangerous, you're going to get triggered by this, but you're not exactly on the earth completely grounded. You're numb and you're triggered and you're high. And when you're triggered and you're high, you're not sleeping as well as you think you are. And your levels are not that good, and you're emotional because you're high. It's like, when you take a lot of painkillers. I used to break a lot of bones, and I stopped taking painkillers for breaking bones because at one point I was playing a video game with my girlfriend at the time, and she beat me, and I threw the remote at the TV and shattered the fucking remote. And she was like, what the hell? And I went, what the hell was that? It's a video game. And I got sincerely angry, and I was like, oh, it's because I've been on pain meds for like 2 months. I'm tweaking out. And kratom is the same thing. So people get mad at me for it because you're tweaking out. You don't like it. And it's like, I used to be on, Vicodin, and now I do kratom, and I go through my day. And I'm not saying you're not going through your day. That's the other thing. It's kind of like weed. Weed, you can go to work. You can get stuff done. It's just the bottom line is, when you're on this stuff, are you the best you can be? And the answer, if you could be honest with yourself, is absolutely not. No fucking way. So that's, and weed is nowhere near as dangerous as kratom. Kratom, you can really get high these days. They've figured out how to make it even better, and you can end up.
You can die.
You can people. That was the other thing. When I first got sober, I found it hard to admit what I was mainly in there for. Because I was actually going to meetings and doing the work, not just trying to be sober. And, people would tell stories about how they were, on Skid Row and shit. And I was like, man, I don't want to go up there and talk about this. It's not even really a drug. And then I had met people that had lost husbands, lost wives. People died. And I was like, wait, you can die from it? I didn't know that. And then I realized, like, I could have died from it because when I did it, I did a lot. Like, there's not too many people I know that were into Kratom that can, it's not a pissing contest, but I haven't heard anybody say that they did as, I've heard people say they did as much as me, but not more than me. Like those feel-free things, I was doing like 8 a day. Mm-hmm. And sometimes 10 if I was up late. And then when I woke up in the morning after doing 10, I felt so bad that the only thing that would fix it is another one. Mm-hmm. And then that was kind of when I realized, because I've been addicted to so many things, I'm like, wait, if I wake up in the morning, I take one that makes me feel better.
Waking up a withdrawal, right? Every
Oh,
day.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So then I started to detox, and I did it the incorrect way. I now know from having people on my show and learning more about it. I was actually trying to help somebody in the program wean off it, and they were doing less and less. I tried to convince them to just do half and then half, and they were like, I can't do that. And I was like, okay, how much are you doing? Okay, let's do like a quarter of that for 3 days, then a quarter of that, and then a quarter of that. And then it got to, he's like, yeah, man, I'm going down. And then, 2 months in where I'm like, you should be already off. I keep reaching out to him, and he's like, yeah, I can't pull the trigger on the last bit. And I was like, you can't go to meetings. You can't be with us when you're not sober. You're not even trying. And it's like, well, you don't know what it feels like. And I'm like, I know completely how it feels. Like I did cold turkey, which was a terrible move, but I'm built different. Like I'm built for war. Mm-hmm. So I went through it, and I hated myself, and I thought about killing myself, but I didn't kill myself because I'm built for war. But I definitely had the thought to do it for sure. For at least a month straight, I was just like, I couldn't stop rocking back and forth all the time. Mm-hmm. And it was like, everyone's like, you all right? But I was not all right. Crying, just stinging. And I was like, if I did it one, I'd feel so much better. Yeah. And I didn't do any of it. But so weaning it off is a better idea. And having help, having people, there's supplements. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I didn't know there was like a bunch of supplements you could take it's not like a fucking cure, like you take the supplement and you're like, hey, I don't even feel like I need it anymore.
It just makes it more bearable.
But it makes it more bearable. And I think like the average person, when it gets really hard to the point where you can't work or talk on the phone or answer a text message, then that's dangerous, man. Like if you can't answer a text message, you can't ask for help. And if you can't ask for help and you're just in this room by yourself dying, you're probably going to get it again.
Yeah.
Like it's
right
screaming.
Around the corner at the gas station,
It's so easy. You could probably get Postmates to bring it.
You can.
They have DoorDash bring it.
Yep. You don't have to have a car.
Don't even have to leave the house.
No. That's
wild. Huh?
And there's a lot of people too that in our community, it's their first addiction.
I was going to say that.
They've never been through opiate withdrawals. They've never
They
been
think
through.
it's an herbal supplement.
Right. That's what I was told. The first time I ever did. Well, that's not true. The first time I ever did it was on the Jason Ellis show a long time ago, and it was a weightlifter guy that had been on heroin, and he got sober, which is so funny now. He got sober, and now he takes this supplement Kratom every day. Mm. And I was like, oh, wow, you really fixed yourself. And then one of the guys that worked on the channel, Will, was always, don't take it. And I'm like, what? He's like, don't take it. Trust me. And I'm like, what the fuck you talking about, dude? Like, relax. And I took it, and I probably didn't take enough. And I'm a pretty big guy, so I didn't really feel it. And I was like, man, this guy is an idiot. Like, this thing doesn't do anything. It's herbal, as in it doesn't work. It's like herbal deodorant. Like, yeah, great. I've rubbed a rock on my armpit. I still stink.
Yeah.
So I didn't really think much of it. I used to joke about it. And then MMA community, a fight friend was like, these guys will sponsor you. It's an herbal, it's a after a workout drink. And I was like, yeah, okay. And it was right when I quit drinking, but not in the program. I just, I had a heart condition, and the heart doctor that gave me an ablation said, if you drink, it could give you another, your heart could go into AFib again. So I was super depressed about it, because I was like, wait, if I drink, I'll have a stroke? because I escalate things. It's not necessarily true, but that's how I looked at it, which stopped me from drinking. But without being in the program and just not drinking, I became pretty sad about it. And my wife at the time still drank. So it was like, it was really hard. And I never wanted to say, can you not? Because I didn't think that would be fair, you know? So like if I had lunch, sometimes she'd have a glass of wine. She's like, that's not bothering you, is it? And I'm like, no. Because I'm like, if you say yes, you're ruining her life. And she's not a fucking addict. You are. So that was tough. And then I found this Kratom, the Feel Freeze, and started doing them right when I started doing stand-up. So it's like 6 years now, where I would do it at night, and I found drunk people I could tolerate them more by doing it. And then it became a thing where I would do, sure, after a workout, it's herbal, and then I would do it before I worked out, and then I would do 2 before I worked out. And that I noticed when my heart rate got up really high, I would get nauseous. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good for working out, because if I am like grappling too hard, I'll vomit on someone. Yeah. So that's not good, but I couldn't stop.
Well, that's interesting because so many of our members report having heart effects from taking Kratom. So did you have any effects like that when you took it?
Well, I've got a heart condition.
Yeah.
So I just took it as my heart goes into AFib. My heart will beat irregularly every now and then. Mm-hmm. And I just took it as, well, that's the thing that you have for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And there was a time there, looking back, where yes, it totally did that. Yeah. And knowing now that people can die from it, I think there was times there where I was on the couch and I was like, oh no, it's okay. I'm all right. That was a close one though. Yeah. Where I was killing myself, and I didn't know, because I thought the last thing, I had my heart doctor was like, what is Kratom? And I told him it's an herbal, and he was like, oh, well then you can take that.
Oh, wow. No.
Because he didn't know. He was like 75. He was a cardiologist. He told me don't drink alcohol, but he's like, definitely don't do like crystal meth either. But I said, what about Kratom? And he said, what is that? Mm-hmm. And I told him it's herbal. And he just, in his head, was like, you're taking like dandelion powder or something. Yeah. And he was like, sure, like I didn't say, and I get high as fuck off it.
Right.
I just said,
opioid.
I said it relaxes me after I work out. And he was like, well, that'll be fine. So I never really took it. I didn't think it was that serious until I started to feel mood swingy.
We saw that Kratom rage, that anger. That's really normal. But one thing I wanted to tell you, when you're just talking about your story, I heard it before about your heart situation, and that's kind of the same situation I'm in with Kratom, because I started having seizures. I did Kratom for 9 years, and I had 3 grand mal seizures in 5 months, and that was like
what seizure?
A grand mal seizure.
Grand mal?
Woke up in an ambulance, didn't know who I was.
Like the scary kind of seizure. That's what you think of.
Lost consciousness.
And they never really went away all the way. You still have partials.
I can't do Kratom because I might have a seizure and die,
But that's God.
Yes, I agree.
You up.
Because I gave up. I said, I can't quit. I'm hopeless. Like, I've broken my brain. I was like, even if I did quit, I'm going to be miserable. Right?
Yeah. So, I know that.
Taking it in the morning, waking up in withdrawal, I would take it and then hope that it would kick in before I threw up. But if I threw up, I'd take more.
Throw up. Can't waste a dose.
Overdose, and the next thing you know, you're in the ambulance. So it definitely.
How many times did you get an ambulance?
I only ended up in the ambulance once, but I lost consciousness twice, or 3 times, I'm sorry.
Shit.
And literally had to go back and watch my cameras at the house to see, watching myself walk around the kitchen spaced out, talking to my cabinets, not making any sense, and then to see myself go down the hallway and just drop. It was really creepy.
I mean, that probably helped though, watching the video.
It woke me up.
Yeah, because I feel like I've been knocked out before skating, and then this is before phones. Someone showed me the video, and it shook me.
Yeah.
And before I saw the video, I was skating like nothing had ever happened. And then someone was like, hey man, I got the footage from that slam the other day. And I was like, oh yeah, let me see it. I was like, ooh, why would anybody let me skateboard right now? I shouldn't be, I'm scared. I was scared at the trick that I slammed on. I was scared to do it for like another 6 months because the video, I did the convulsion thing and I was like, oh my God, I look like I'm dying.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now I realize even more right now that there were times there where I was doing enough of that stuff where, because
Your
I've
vision ever get like kind of wobbly and stuff?
Fuck yeah.
That's the
The
wobble.
wobbles.
That's a pre-seizure, if you didn't know.
So many times
It's
you were
that-
probably closer than you knew. That's how I feel.
I
I
just
look back and I'm
bustled
like,
through so many.
Yeah.
Because in my life, I've had so many ODs,
Right.
but old school ODs where I'm like,
So was kratom harder than all the other drugs for you too?
yeah.
Me too.
Me too.
I did crystal meth for years. I just moved away, people, places, and things. Never looked back. But with kratom, it was like I cannot quit this shit.
Yeah, the first 3 days was insane, absolutely insane. Like I was embarrassed
Cold sweat.
because it was beyond. Get out, rubber beard. He's done his job.
He did. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw Andrew Huberman under the bus. Andrew knew that I could take it, and he was right. But he doesn't. He said he wouldn't recommend it for other people. But he was like, I know you. I know how you're built. You can white knuckle this shit, and you can get it out of your system quick. He's like,
Yeah.
get out of the house, lock yourself up for 3 days, and do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I got an Airbnb. And I had the heater on to 84. I had sweatpants on and a hoodie, wrapped up in a blanket, rocking back and forth, freezing cold, sweating,
Yep.
not eating, not sleeping. And then it got to the point where my hands did this, like my wrists locked in. And I was like, I can't open my hands. And my manager was around at the time. And I was like, there's a jacuzzi in the back out. I was like, turn the jacuzzi on. I'll go in jacuzzi and thaw myself out. And when I went to go in the jacuzzi, my legs stopped working and I fell on the ground in front of the jacuzzi. And that's when I started to like feel like I was having a seizure. And I cracked my head on the concrete on purpose because I was like, I'll stun myself and that'll like relax me enough to get in the jacuzzi. Like I said, old school.
That's
So how long did it last for you?
What?
The acute withdrawal.
4 days hell because that was the next day. So that when I got in jacuzzi, I got in with my hoodie on and everything, and then it thawed me out. I got so hot because I was so cold that I could open my hands, and then I rolled a joint, and then I smoked a joint, and then because that was so bad and so embarrassing, the next day I was like, well, you may as well quit weed too. So that was when I was like, because it was so bad, it was so embarrassing. Like I got kids, and I was like, if they could see this,
Well, that was me, Jason. My son.
you
was
can't do that in front of
Right.
people, you know.
Yeah.
Like
My-
if they needed me that day, I couldn't help them.
Where would? Yeah. That's how I.
I'm not getting in a car, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you need help, your mum better come
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not coming. So that was the end of it. But that's what it was so good because I quit weed the next day.
Yeah.
So and that was the last time that I ever did any drugs that day. That was it.
Yeah, kratom's usually like
Amazing.
the last for people who have substance use history. Kratom is like the final boss for a lot of people.
Right, because I think we jump from one to the other.
Right.
Trying to, because in the end, really, my sobriety was like I do have a sobriety date of, it's like over 2 years now, but it's not 2 years of. I've always been a sex addict, and I didn't even think that was a part of my addiction. But when I got sober, that became my thing more so because that was the last one.
Right.
Just like the kratom thing became, I did way more than I was supposed to because that was the last one. Like when I smoked weed, people were like, how bad is weed? I'm like, you ain't seen anybody smoke weed like I do. Like I roll joints while I'm smoking joints. I wake up in the middle of the night and smoke joints to go back to sleep. Like I don't not smoke all day, all night. I don't stop because I don't have alcohol. And because I don't have coke, I don't have heroin, I don't have crystal meth, I have kratom and weed and sex.
Yep.
So when it got to it was really just like I'd quit and it was so hard and there was there was 36 days where I went to a meeting every day and I sat in the meeting and I was like, people must think I'm just like cracked out because I couldn't stop rocking. And every time I talked, I cried.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I need help, and I don't know what kind of help I need, and I don't know how to get out of this. And I was like, I didn't want to say, I'm on Kratom. I mean, I'm getting off Kratom because people, in my opinion, were on real drugs.
Right.
And I was on some herbal bullshit. It doesn't even count. And then the more I went, the more I met people, the biggest one was like, a wife that was like, my husband died. I'm like, of what? And she was like, Kratom. And I'm like, that's impossible. She's like, no, it's not. Google it. And I was like, oh shit, people can die. So, and then the sex addiction was, I didn't even go to SLA. I did it myself. I was like, I'm just not gonna have sex anymore. See if that's a problem. And I wanted to do drugs again within 3 days.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to quit everything all at once. It really is.
Yeah, but I got rid of that too. I got rid of all of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's more admitting it, because I think if you're addicted to alcohol and stuff, you can admit it, you can see it, But it's like a food addict, like if you admit, like you gotta eat. And if you're a sex addict, you're not forbidden to have sex ever again. That's the thing. SLA, it's sex and love. And I'm like, love addiction? Like, fuck off. I'm like, I'm totally addicted to love. That's that's a bigger problem than the sex. And admitting it was the worst part, because when you admit it, it's like, a person that has a problem with eating, when they admit it, well, now you can't lie to yourself. Every time you eat a bunch of shit before you go to bed, you know the difference between eating to stay alive and eating to fucking be a gluttonous pig.
Yeah.
And when you know that, it ruins it. It ruins the pleasure that you were getting from it.
Yes.
So, like, when I admitted it, I was like, well, now I can't fuck sluts anymore. And that was my favorite thing.
Aww.
Like, I love sluts. And the devil cursed me with, sluts love me.
Oh, damn. Double whammy.
Sluts always, they're like, hey. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, there was at least 5 years there where everybody I had sex with afterwards, they'd want to read tarot cards. And I was like, fuck, you're a witch. And she's like, yeah, how'd you guess? I'm like, because that's the only people that want to fuck me. Witches. Because we're evil. It's like an evil thing. Why am I evil? Because I hate myself. And I think I belong with evil because that's what I feel about myself. And I only have sex with people that feel the same way because we're both evil. And if I fuck an evil person, well, then I can't ruin you. You're already ruined. Because I am a kind person. I never wanted to fuck the innocent.
It's an energy exchange, okay?
I did it like my girlfriend now. When I first met her, I tried to kind of pull away, because I was still recovering and still doing the work, and I could tell she's a good woman. She's a good person. She's not evil. She's never been in porn. Yeah. No offense to if you have, but I was like, you don't want this. I know you think you do, but you don't. And then, from doing the work and looking in the mirror and going, I'm a good person. You can count on me. I won't cheat. I won't steal. I won't lie. So why can't you have somebody that's also good? And now it's like, I've never really had a relationship like this because
that's self-worth.
I've always been hiding something.
That's recovery for you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, very, very, very grateful. I almost said lucky, but it's not luck because there's work.
So much work
that I did, and it's still, I went to a meeting today, man. I don't want to go. I keep telling people like, I don't want to go. I'm going through stuff right now where financially managers and business managers and like bankruptcy fucking haunting me every morning and all these things that I'm fighting. My dog got put down. My son's all emotional about it. It's like, it's always something, man. It's always a fight lately where I'm just like, God, man, I just lose. Every fight I'm in, I'm losing them. But I pray all the time, and when things get tough, the prayer is more sincere. And it's more, like if there's a gun to your head and you don't know me and I've got a gun to your head and I'm like, fucking stop praying. And if it's a good one, I'll let you go. Versus, I got a sandwich for you. Pray. Show me how you pray. Like it's a gift, like I got, what money, you like me, I'm successful is a part of my addiction. Like if I do well, I can run. I can use it as a running tool. If everyone recognizes me, if I get a lot of likes on Instagram, it's like, ooh, little dopamine, It's all this shit where I'm like, I don't care anymore. You know, like old me, I got an accent because I'm from Australia, but I'm not Australian. I'm just a human. And I got like habits I talk funny because I came from a place where everyone talks funny. But I don't need money. I don't need drugs. I don't need you to like me. I don't care if you listen to anything I do. I don't, if someone offers me $100 million tomorrow, I don't really care because it doesn't change. $100 million doesn't get me out of my head. There's no money. It'll work for a day, like I can't, if you like me because I have $100 million, I can't fuck you. So you're no use to me. Like if you're really hard, you're like, oh my God, you got $100 million. I'm like, I'm not interested in you. Like I only care about my girlfriend. So you could be hot. You could have all the tits. I don't give a shit. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't need anything but God. And I also know that triggers people as well. It's like, fuck. Or everyone's like, Jesus, I don't, dude, please. I like Allah more, quite frankly. Fuck you guys.
We definitely believe in, leaning on that higher power, whatever.
That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's a higher power. It's not a,
Yeah,
I think anybody that is religious, great, good for you. But if your God thinks that somebody else's God is a bad God, or people that believe in other gods are bad people, then I have no interest in your God.
Right.
Because my God is like, I love everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
that's, if everybody was into their own religion, like your own, I am religious to the temple of Jason. That's who I believe in. Like my higher power is like, yeah, man, you're cool. Like rollerbladers, okay. Like if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. I used to want to kill those people. But.
The thing we see a lot too with the Kratom thing is, like you were saying, all the problems kind of seem like they just melt away when you're on Kratom, and I think that's a big part of the.
Because you're running.
Yeah, everyone's just.
But they don't go away.
You're
They're
numb.
there.
You're
You
numb.
don't see
Well,
'em.
you're just numb to it.
That's I got divorced like that. We had
Some
arguments.
of us made big life choices like getting
I
married
did,
while
yep.
we were high on Kratom and stuff, and then you get sober.
That's
and you're
why
like,
I'm divorced and broke. I
But now
made
you're
all those
true.
choices running.
Yeah, when you wake up from cream addiction, it's like, oh my God, I have all this stuff to take care of.
Yeah. No, it makes you want to do Kratom.
It makes
again.
you want to do it more. It's a vicious cycle.
Well, that's another thing. Like just because you find recovery and you get sober, that doesn't mean your life becomes perfect.
No,
You could
No.
just
no, by
manage
any
it.
means. It kind of gets worse because then you start to see anything that is bad raw for the first time, which seems bigger at first because you didn't realize that was always happening, but you've just been running from it. So now it's new to feel everything. So I get it. It's like it becomes scary, and also your addictions are waiting for you to slip. You're waiting for. I talked about my girlfriend recently. I had my, all this financial shit. We're moving to Utah to like really downsize, and it's like, my kids. Like I'm. There's like a lot of stuff where it's like, could just drink. Like we joke about it. It's like we just drink today and just call it a day. And I'm like, yeah, we could just give up, right?
Yeah.
Just like let's just
Throw it
move to
away.
Utah and move into the mountains. No one's gonna know, and let's just drink for like 6 months and then die.
that's
Because that's really what's gonna happen. And it's like I would never do that.
It's
life-
never just one.
Yeah, it's life and death. It really is.
Yeah, it's never exactly. Yeah. But if someone's trying to get sober, or trying to get off Kratom, and they hit you, how do they find you guys?
So kratomquitters.com is the website. There is a way out is the name of the community, and it's crazy how much it's grown. I mean,
What is the community like?
Tell about the
Can you
meetings,
meet
stuff.
people, or is
Oh,
it just
yeah.
online?
yeah. So we have 3 meetings, sometimes 4 meetings a day. It's all online on Google Meets, and then we have
Like a Zoom meeting, kind of.
Yeah. And then there's a chat community. We're almost up to 800 people in the chat community. It's just like a signal chat where people kind of come and connect. And, the big part is the education for people because, I mean, like you were saying, like people don't realize that like the first month is hard. I mean, and other drugs, like the beginning is hard, but it seems like you kind of come out of the fog a little bit. But people are in the dark. They don't realize that Kratom, like it can last a long time. So we've seen that the more people can lean on other people in the community, come to meetings, meet each other, get phone numbers, like text people like, hey man, I'm struggling, I'm going through it, I really want to go to the gas station.
And you'll get 5 numbers right away like that.
Well, we
Yeah.
have the live lobby too. Tell
Yep.
us about that.
What's
Yeah.
that?
So we have just kind of a place where people hang out in between meetings. If they're just kind of struggling, they come in because people will find the website, you know, they'll Google quitting Kratom and find the website, and they'll hop in the link, and all of a sudden there's, you know, 10, 15 people just kind of hanging out in between meetings. They'll welcome them, tell them what's up. We have a lot of parents coming in too that are like trying to get help for their kids.
Yeah, spouses.
Yep, spouses.
Family members are starting to come into our community as well, so we have to create space for them.
I mean, that's just as important, because if people don't think your addiction's valid,
Yeah.
you know, if your parents don't think it's a real thing,
Which
then
a
why
lot
would
of
they
people
really
are
care?
seeing. Like you were saying, going to your meetings, like you feel like, well, my problem isn't as bad as theirs. And a lot of people have expressed that. And so when they find us, they're like, oh, you guys get it. Like this is just as bad. Or we've even had people say, oh, well, my sponsor introduced me to Kratom because they didn't think it was a big deal, you know?
Just like your doctor condoned it. Like, oh,
Right?
it's herbal. Like, that's how they market it. So
People just don't know. They really don't know about it. I mean, it's the Wild West, you know, especially with 7.0 coming out too now. Like a lot of people that were maybe taking powder Kratom, or they found the Feel Freeze, and then all of a sudden they went into a smoke shop. We've heard this so many times that they gave them a free sample. You know, they said, hey, this is better than Kratom. You don't have to take a bunch of powder.
it's a single dose Kratom.
Yeah, it's just like it's a little pill, you know, you just take it, and I mean, it's taking people out fast. Like the 7.0 is no joke. I mean, people
3 months sometimes.
people coming in 20K in debt, 50K in debt. You know, and that's another thing, like, you know, with other drugs, like, you know, you delete your plug's phone number, you like, I'm out of money, whatever, like I need to quit, but people can put it on a credit card, it's right down the street, and they're just racking up debt. Their wife doesn't know, you know, their family doesn't know, and they're struggling in silence. And so, like you said, with admitting it and like reaching out, Googling, like if you're Googling how to quit Kratom, like, you know, at that point that it's a problem. So,
Yeah, I used to do the powder one first, and I would do so much that I would throw up. Never thought it was a big deal.
Yep.
I'd
We
be
used to throw
driving.
up regular. Yeah, driving and pull over.
I'd be
and throw up.
driving, and I'd just open the door and throw up,
Same.
Yep.
shut the door, and
Take
drive
some more.
off.
Yeah.
and people don't realize that all this stuff is like connected to Kratom, and then they come in and we hear so many of the same stories over and over, and it's like, oh, maybe it's the Kratom, huh? And then
Losing
once
your hair too.
and then once
can't
you
have
quit,
sex
yeah, I mean, I had a full head of hair before Kratom. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I got a
No
hat on, so
libido.
that joke doesn't hit. But yeah, I mean, and then once you get off of it, like you said, the emotions come back. All of a sudden, your kind of world opens up to where you're like, oh, I've been masking all of this stuff with Kratom. And especially if you come from a background in addiction, like you were saying, like, I mean, I used to be addicted to fentanyl. So to me, Kratom was like, oh, okay, well, I can take this and not be nodding out behind the wheel.
Right.
You know, even though I kind of probably was. But like at first, you know, I used Kratom for 7 years thinking, this isn't a big deal, you know. Me and my wife, we both took Kratom, and we were just like, this isn't a big deal, until like you were saying, you know, waking up in withdrawal, just being like, why am I so mad all the time? Why am I so anxious all the time? And a thing a lot of people say in the community too is that it turns on you. Like all of a sudden what was normal is now like, this isn't normal. Like I'm a full on addicted person to this. And if it's ruining your life, then like obviously you got to quit. And there's a lot of people online, especially, like there's a lot of backlash because they'll be like, Kratom's nothing, it doesn't even do anything, you know, try doing hard drugs. They'll say all this stuff.
I have.
It's like, yeah, it's like I have I've done it all.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
not a book, man. I am. Yeah, I've done it.
And
I'm not making it up. I ain't get paid by anybody.
But we
I'm
get
just
that.
telling you the truth. It's really that bad, you know, to get off it. And usually you're not going to get off it until you have hit some sort of rock bottom, which means you have ruined your life. And now you're sober and your emotions are raw and you've lost all your serotonin, like you're not happy about anything. So now you're depressed, terrified, completely raw, looking to do more drugs. And all you've got is the reality that you fucking ruined your life.
Yep.
And you know what you want to do when you realize that? More drugs.
Yep.
So that's why the program kicks in. I suggest Quick K. Like I wish I didn't know. If I had known, taking a supplement that would have just take a little bit of the fucking edge off.
We've got a link on our website that has a list of supplements too, that has a lot of.
Do you suggest meetings for these people?
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because
We
to me,
start our
I wouldn't
day.
I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
If I didn't join
So-
the program, there's no way I would.
We have so our deal, Kratom Quitters, is a community. Like, we don't have a program within our community, but a lot of people do 12-step recovery.
Right.
A lot of people do, either Buddhist recovery, smart, like, it branches out from within our community. Like, we kind of hold the, the saying of, whatever works for you. But our place is kind of like a landing spot for a lot of people where they felt alone. It's been hidden from people. They don't know where to turn, and it's like just providing like a soft landing spot for people so that they know that like this is normal. Like what you're going through, like obviously it sucks, and we wish that you weren't going through it, but like you gotta get through that initial phase. Whether like you were saying somebody was tapering, there's a lot of people that will taper down. If you have the self-control to taper, more power to you. Like I'm not that kind of person. I had to just jump and just get it out of my system.
Yeah.
But
that's peer support. That's what we're all
Yeah.
about.
That's
She and I are actually peer support specialists.
What is that?
Peer support is just, we're sharing our experiences and supporting each other. We cry
Okay.
together. We laugh together. We tell each other, hey, didn't you have to go to the gym this morning? We have even had people join the lobby and like, oh man, I found this stuff. I've cleaned out my closet and I found this pile of Kratom. And okay, turn your camera on, walk to the toilet, flush it. And we're clapping them on and they flush it. And then the next day we're walking them through their withdrawal. Like,
You're never
it's really
alone.
amazing. You're never alone.
Never alone.
But the craziest part of all of this is that when we started, there was like 10 of us in a meeting sometimes, and there was one meeting a week. We just kind of like, oh, this is cool. We found some other people that are going through the same thing. And it started to build and build. And now, I mean, literally meetings are 50, 60, 70 people most days.
Every meeting.
And there's new people coming in every single day. And we're seeing very fast, that people are turning their life around because they're like that step of reaching out and saying, I can't do this by myself. Like I need some help. I need people to be in my corner and cheering me on and telling me.
And not turning to street drugs instead of Kratom. Like they will try to say, oh, if you take Kratom away, everybody's going to turn to street drugs. No.
Wait, somebody said that?
Yeah,
People
a lot of
say
people
that.
say that.
Oh, they'll
Well,
just turn
tons.
to fentanyl.
Well, it's because the bands that are happening
Yeah.
are freaking people out. And I
Wait,
get
what do
it.
you mean the ban? Oh,
So like banning
the
7
RFK guy thing.
Like
Yeah.
my state, it's banned. 708
Yeah.
is banned.
Ohio
It was-
just banned 7.
When they say ban, does that mean you can still go there and ask behind the counter
Yes.
guy?
Oh,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
you sure
Right.
can.
You
Because that's the
can.
same as in California they ban the flavored Zens or whatever, and they still you could get.
Oh yeah, I just bought some today.
Well, it's Los Angeles actually did ban 708.
I just don't think leaving it up to the government has got anything to do.
Well, we stay
Like
far.
I'm glad that
we
they're
stay
going
far
to
away
do
from-
something, but
yeah.
you need to do it.
Yeah.
Like you need to be the governor of yourself.
Yep.
It's pretty fucking obvious at this point that the government doesn't really care about you. I'm not saying they hate you and they want to kill you. I'm just saying they don't really care about you. You have to take care of
take
yourself.
care of yourself better. For
And we
sure.
Don't go. If it is there, if it isn't there, if you can get fentanyl on the street, if you can get fucking Kratom on the street, if you can get Kratom from your mom, don't fucking do it. Just don't do it. The end. Don't worry about like what's in the news, what's on TikTok. Do not fucking do it. Suck it up. Don't be a fucking bitch. I'm so sick of everybody.
Everybody's
Yeah.
looking for the next replacement. Well, if I get off of Kratom, what can I take instead? And like that's what
Life.
we do. Sobriety.
Sobriety
a
is an
great,
option.
Take life.
Yes, and it's amazing how high you feel sober, high on life. It's amazing.
But it also, I don't want to sugarcoat it. It sucks
It's
too.
hard too,
There's
but-
going to be shitty times.
worth
Life
it.
comes. It's like people go through so much shit. People get fucking butt cancer, man. Do you have butt cancer right now? Well, then shut the fuck up and don't do Kratom. That's just how I see it. You got to you got to suffer.
Hug the cactus. That's what we do.
Yeah, ooh, I like that.
Hug the
Yeah.
cactus.
Hey, I can't, you're never going to get everything you want in life. And if you take it as a lesson, what can I do to learn from this? Then, 'cause I'm moving to Utah, like maybe I fucking hate it,
Yeah.
but I don't believe that that's the case. I believe that like I will become a mountain man and I will
you go.
shoot bows off a horse. And that's what I was supposed to be this whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to.
Form.
And there is no war. I'm
You
like,
find-
what I was supposed to do is like take mushrooms, paint myself blue, and take all my clothes off, and run over the hill and hit English people with logs. But that time is gone. So now You know, I'm a skateboarder.
That was a different life, right?
I definitely feel like that was a thing.
Yeah.
The way that people are finding themselves and finding like what their true calling is when they get off of Kratom is really cool to see too, because it's just like the part of Kratom that people don't understand is that not only is it hitting that opiate receptor, so you get that opiate buzz, but it's affecting, your serotonin. It works as an antidepressant. It works and that's why people get addicted, right? Like it works. Like if you want to suppress,
Till it doesn't.
Well, it works to affect you in a way that it suppresses all that stuff. And then when you get off of it, it's like all of a sudden you're like, holy crap! Like I've been living this life that isn't even me. I've just been going through the motions.
And that's the other thing about the serotonin is there's so many different alkaloids within Kratom. It's severely under-researched. So even though it may work for some, I mean, you don't want to go to the gas station and have that be your doctor, be your pain management. We really don't know.
I mean, everybody's, especially now with the struggles financially and, all you do on social media is see everybody hurting and angry or somebody that was just like ridiculously lucky and rich and beautiful. And you're like, poor me. Like they're building blocks to hate yourself. So you want to run, you want to numb yourself, and all these things. Like I said, most of us know when we're gonna take. It's like, fuck it, I can't stand my life. I'm gonna buy some heroin. But when you do Kratom, you don't realize. And if you have an addictive personality, like sure, if you do one, it might not do that much. These days, I can tell they're making them stronger, so you will know straight away. But the powder one, you don't even really know, but you will if you're have an addictive personality. You will figure out how to do enough to get it to go. Yeah. I'm a junkie, man. And there was a time there where I figured it out. If I did 2 feel free straight up and a Zen, there'd be this little buzz where I'd go. I remember I would do the show on it, and I'd go, "Oh, I'm not going to tell anybody right now, but I'm fucking in the pocket." And because I'm not allowed to drink anymore, I'm not allowed to do crack anymore, and I'm like, "Hey, welcome to the show, everybody!" And I'm like buzzing, and then that's like an hour later, I'm not, and then if something pisses me off, I'll get snappy, and next thing you know, I'll be broke and divorced, and I'm like, "What happened? I don't get it." I'm like, you know what? That was like, I want a divorce. And I was like, thank God. Was that me? I remember when she was like, do you want a divorce? And I said, yes. And I was like, in my head, I said, whatever it takes for you to shut the fuck up, I agree to.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have anybody disagree with me. I just want what I want when I want it. And you're challenging me.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I've had enough.
That's enough.
And it took, because I got sober after it. So like it was months after where I was like, oh, wait, I want to retract that. And it was like she moved and was in love with somebody else. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that my retraction is not going to go well. I'm actually positive that if I apologize, she's still going to go, good, don't ever call me again. And I'm like, oh my God, that's really what happened. I did. I ended it. Wow. I ruined that forever.
I ended a relationship when I was in active addiction because because I didn't know I had all these symptoms that I was suffering with. And so he found the r/quitting Kratom subreddit back in the day. And he showed it to me and he said, look at this. And I said, do not ever talk to me about this again. Don't ever show me this again. It's not the Kratom. It can't be. I had to take the Kratom more than anything. And so I lost a relationship over it because he was a challenge to my use.
Right. Because you had no interest in facing it.
No, not at the time. Absolutely not. And I didn't know that I was suffering.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the community that come in because their spouses are
found us for
and they don't want to quit. It's not a problem. And they're like, well, you're spending, $150 a day on 7-0 or Feel Freeze or whatever. And it's like,
so
it's affecting our relationship and it's affecting your mood in such a drastic way because, like you said, it's like for the first hour, you're buzzing, you're feeling good, but then it just drops off and you're like, well, now I know I need to go redose, and then before you know it, I know when I quit, I was dosing like 8 times a day. You know, I would take Kratom constantly throughout the day. It was by my bedside.
Me too.
When I woke up, I'd pop it. I'd lay there in bed. I'd try to go back to sleep so that when I woke up, I wasn't in withdrawal.
Yeah.
And it's like your loved ones are watching this happen, and they're like, they're seeing this roller coaster.
And if they don't have the information, that's the other thing I noticed. Like, they could have helped me.
Yeah.
Somebody could have helped me if they had known.
And that's
you know?
really why we're trying to get the word out so much, is because of the education part. Because there's so when I started taking Kratom, people will be like, well, you should have done your research. Well, I did. When I looked up Kratom when I first started taking it, it was all positive. Everyone was like, this is a cheat code, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is, you can be in recovery and take it. It's just like coffee, you know, all these little.
Yeah, we really thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
We really did. Like, I took it in Colombia. I got stem cells, and they were like, you have to be completely sober and like a plant-based diet. And I was like, well, this is plant medicine.
Right?
And
You can pass a drug test.
my
You
ex-wife at the time and I were doing him we brought cases to Colombia. And we had the off every now and then. Feel Free would have old ones, and you'd get the wrong box, and they were ones where if you opened it would fizz.
Oh, yeah.
And they tasted so bad that when you drink it, you'd want to vomit. And we drank every single one of them because
You don't want to waste
that's
it.
that's all we had, and we're not going to waste it.
The taste of Kratom should have been the first warning sign for so many of us, right? Because like if I have to take something that tastes this bad,
The stories we've heard of people like throwing up. And
I burped and I
drinking
blew
their
green dust
puke.
out of my mouth.
Like, literally, it's so bad.
Yeah, I had a manager. It was like, I was in a hotel and I was going to do comedy, and she was like, "Did you just throw up?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You don't. Wait, you don't think that's a big deal?" And I was like, "I do it all the time."
Yeah.
It's a
And
part
then I
of the Kratom
walked out the
life.
door and was like, "Where are you?" And
Part
she's
of
like,
my
"I'm
day."
still sitting here trying to recover from what you just said." I'm like, "Sack up! Like, let's fucking go. We got a gig to do." And now looking back, I'm like, dude, you really like, you could have stopped me and gone, "Do you realize what you just said and did?" And I would have gone, "So what, dude? Like, if you ever done too much Kratom, it's not a big deal.
Right.
It's herbal."
You just throw it up. It's like a,
But like, if I did coke and threw up, I'd probably be like, "Oh, fuck, that can't be good." It's like, am I going to have a heart attack right now? Because I just did enough coke to throw up. Like, but I.
Just take some more. I threw up,
Yep.
so I must have thrown.
Oh, that was the
more
other
up. I
thing.
need some
Yeah.
more.
I fucking for sure would do more right after that. Yeah. No, that's a sweet spot.
Yeah. I threw it up. I need more. Yep.
Yeah, nauseously comfortable is what I would call it.
I threw up in a hotel in the hallway. I just threw up and just kept going. I'm
Yeah.
so embarrassed to say, but I was so embarrassed. But
Yeah, and it's like taking 20 pills at a time. You think that's normal when you're taking the
Yeah.
capsules. I used to take it out in the open before I realized, and no one said anything to me. My sister did say, "Why are you taking 15 hair, skin, and nails vitamins?" Because that's how I used to hide it. Like that worked.
I had Feel Frees in my butt bag and drank them on the chair when I was hosting the X Games
wow,
Wow.
next to Salema Masakela.
that was so.
He's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Feel Free."
Yep.
And he'd go, "Cool."
yeah,
Because he had no idea.
the word that
Right.
gets thrown around a lot is insidious. A lot of people will use that word to describe it because it does feel so like, it's minimized a lot. And
Doing it
people-
right there in front of everybody.
Yeah,
like,
and it's just,
this
and
is
it's
my
not, like
green
you said,
juice.
it's herbal. It's not a big deal, guys. It's just, I bought it at a gas station right next to the 5 Hour Energy. It can't be that big of a deal, but we just get normalized to the throwing up and then you get, you just get used to like hiding, and you get self-conscious about it because you're like, I know that I shouldn't be taking this much of it, but it's not that big of a deal until it is, until it's a very
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah, I never thought it was a big deal until I was like, "Yeah, this shit's out of control. I'm going to quit." And I quit for like 2 days. And then that's when I I found another one that wasn't Feel Free. And I was like, "It's the carver that's the problem."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything but the
Yeah.
kratom.
Yeah.
Everything but the Kratom.
And I took the ones that are the 70H. Little shot that did the job.
Yeah, well, now that
That's
7OH is out, people are trying to say that kratom leaf is safe because they're making the comparison, right? And so
Putting all the blame on
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I've had people.
As long as you don't do.
They're like, "You were on
Yeah.
70H. That was the problem."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Nope.
"Is Feel Free 70H?" No. I'm like, well, that one fucked me.
People are accusing me on one of the TikToks we posted because Kratom ruined my skin and it's like cleared up now. And like on our before and after videos, they're saying that's not Kratom, that's meth. And I'm like, isn't that crazy? It does as bad as meth. No, it was Kratom.
Yeah, I had a guy on the show that he did a little documentary about himself on it and then off it and what he looked like, and he looked like a fucking completely different person.
Same.
And
All
people
of
were
us.
like, this is not real.
Yeah.
The post-kratom glow-up is very
It
real.
is so
People-
real. We
people
drink
really
our
do.
water like crazy.
Yeah.
We
love
our
water.
man.
Yeah.
But we definitely lean into the recovery side, and like people get kind of twitchy when you say like you got addicted to kratom, like you're judging people that are using it. And we stay away from like, we're not political. We don't say like, hey, if you're using kratom, fuck you or whatever. Like, we're a place for people that want to recover from kratom. That's the end of the story. Like, if you don't want to get off of kratom,
Hey.
that's
yeah.
fine. Like, don't go to the website, don't join a meeting, but like the space is there for people that want to quit. Because there wasn't anything like that before. There wasn't a
But
space.
it's like you were saying earlier, nowhere else, no other drug can you go and celebrate your sobriety. And the people are like, that's not addictive. You're lying. Try a real drug. And like, you can't even really celebrate. I have a year kratom free. And then you got these advocates that are like, oh, well, I've been doing kratom for 12 years. I can promise you it's not addicted. I don't get sick. Like, well, try quitting for a few days.
See what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not as good as you could be.
Right.
And if you don't want to be as good as you can be, look, you can eat, Taco Bell until 4 a.m. and watch porn for fucking 18 hours. You're not as good as you could be.
Right.
Maybe you do go to work. Great. You're not as good as you could be. It's like you're not as good at your job. You're not as good at being a partner. You're not as good at being a parent. And when you start putting those in at the end of the sentence,
Yeah.
it starts to be a little more serious.
Right.
you know?
Well, people in our community who are scared to get off, they will say, like, I don't know if I'm going to be the same off of kratom. It makes me better. It makes me.
You're not going to be the same. You're going to
Exactly.
you're going to be better.
You're going to be better.
Gotta be sustainable. What
Yeah.
we were doing, like I would get high and stay up till midnight cutting grass and weed eating. Like that's not normal, It's not. And now, yeah, I can't do as much, but it's sustainable. It's normal amount of stuff I'm doing,
Yeah.
And like you were saying earlier about it turning on you, like in the beginning, say it does help for it's like social anxiety. I can take some kratom and talk to you. I feel great. But then near the end, it made me antisocial. Like I take my
Yeah.
kratom, I just need to be left alone.
Yeah, like I said, I was like, if I agree to getting divorced, will you shut the fuck up? Yeah, and that's somebody that I'll always love forever.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, if you shut the fuck up, I will give you all my money. That's a fair trade because I just want to be alone
Yeah.
with kratom.
That's the thing so many people say is that at the end of their addiction, all they wanted to do was
Isolate.
be alone, isolate, take their kratom, watch Netflix, eat ice cream, scroll on their phone. And it's like when you get off of it, all of a sudden, like the world becomes a lot more vibrant. You do feel things more, but you do have, I mean, like now it's like you have more energy, you have better decision making. You're really like connected to what, okay, this is actually what I want to do. I'm not just doing it because I just don't want to be dope sick, you know?
Just
'Cause
taking
it's all-
it not
it's all
to
you-
be sick anymore.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all you want to do.
That's
It's-
not a way to live.
Well, I still skateboard, and I noticed that I got knocked out like 3 times in a year, and then when I stopped doing kratom, I realized that I'm not going to blame it 100% on that, but
Yeah.
it's like 90% because I didn't really know exactly where my foot was. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm all right. And then I woke up on the flat and my helmet was broken. And I was like, wait. And when you've been knocked out like as many times as I have, and then you start knocking yourself out in your 50s, this could be the end for me. Like one more hit and I might not know my name.
Because you were high, let's all say it, high as fuck on kratom. Because people say, oh, you can't get high. Yes.
And then there's the argument like, I did a 540 when I was 52. I did 7:00 in the morning, and I smoked a joint before I skated. And I'm the oldest person to ever do a backside 540.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what that means? I could probably do one when I'm 60 if I'm sober.
Yeah,
and it also made me think. Because at the time I was so scared because I'm like, I'm not really sure if I'm in the right spot when I land it. So it's a 50-50. And I was like, but it's worth it. I'll die trying this. And I was like, you don't realize how gangster that is. You know, like you ever, and I don't get paid to skateboard, you know, like I was like, I'm going to do this, you know, because my friends are here.
Yeah.
It's a crowd. It'll be like old times, you know what I mean, about 5:40.
Look what I can do.
And I was so proud of myself for at least 2 hours.
I love it though.
And then I got high again and forgot about it.
On to the next one.
You don't really, that's the other thing. Like when things are bad, you don't really feel them when you're high. But when things are good, you don't really feel them when you're high.
Yeah.
Nope.
And it's like good things happen when you're sober.
Yep.
You know, like special things happen
It's true.
that you don't catch. You're never going to catch. And if you stay high your whole life and you die high, then you didn't live. You know, you lived half a life.
And we all have each other. We found each other because we decided to quit Kratom. That's how I met Decima, is I was looking for help, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and we didn't really have a structured thing back then. We weren't formally incorporated, and so it changed our lives for the better.
So one more time, where's everybody go to see you guys?
KratomQuitters.com.
All right, Kratom.
And we'll have all that in the links of the episode when this is published outside of Patreon. So everybody sees the episode, and you can click on the description and find all the help linked in there.
Beautiful.
Thanks for doing the show, and thanks for making a organization to help people get off this shit.
Oh, thanks
Thank
for
you
having
for
us.
speaking out too. I
Yep.
wanted to tell you that, and when Noah was on and all, like
Yeah.
that was a big episode in our community.
Absolutely.
We love it. So thank you so much for speaking.
Yeah, it's the least I can do. You know, it's like I said, there was a time there where I was sitting there and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I'm in real trouble. You know, like I don't know how to. I don't think anyone's gonna believe me because I didn't have the information. I was like, I remember I forgot like 30 days in, and I'd stopped sleeping with people as well. I thought I had an STD and I had a blood infection.
Oh.
This is all my own brain because I felt so sick that I was like, maybe because it was I quit doing OnlyFans and all that shit, but I was like, maybe I got an STD that didn't show up and then kicked in later. Like it's not even a fucking
Reasonable.
possibility.
Yeah,
it's not even real.
The mental gymnastics.
But I
we go
went
through.
and got blood work because I was so positive that something was indeed wrong. I had a blood infection, and they were like, you're completely clear. You have nothing at all. You're fine. You're healthy. And I was like, it's Kratom.
Yep.
I'm
We've all
30
done that though. Like
Yeah.
we all thought all these things were so wrong with us. My hands used to be numb every single night. I'd wake up with numb hands. Never happens. Couldn't even ride my motorcycle because my
I
hands.
used to get sweaty palms.
Yeah.
It's so
I
different
would not
for
shake
everybody.
people's hands
And it never happens anymore.
because it was not every now and then. It was
all the time.
all the time.
My feet sweat. Isn't that crazy when I was
body.
on Kratom?
My body was like trying to get it out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. It hates it.
Yeah.
It's poison,
It
folks.
hates it so much, like we do.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being
Yeah,
on the
Thank
show.
you.
you.
Don't die.